denying ourselves the cathartic release from energy we've held on to over the years, often from childhood trauma, looks like depression, looks like PTSD, looks like the need for therapy. We relive those experiences and we actually unknowingly weaponize those experiences that we truly want to rid ourselves from. But when we relive them through crying throughout the day and not letting that full release after the tears, by taking that next step, we actually give that experience that we've already experienced from the past strength. We weaponize it, and subconsciously we allow that experience to be used against us, by us. And so there's so much power in allowing that cathartic release of the tears that spontaneously fall in what seems to be the most inopportune times, in front of everybody that you don't want to see you in such a sad state. And if we allow that to happen, it begins the healing process. But where we unknowingly weaponize those past experiences is stopping midstream and wiping our tears away and being embarrassed or closing off that energy to pretend that everything is okay. Not wanting people to see the pain in our bleeding heart, the brokenness that's inside of us. That second step of the healing process must happen. So when those tears fall, when you feel the tickling in your nose, you feel your heart begins to beat faster, you feel the nervousness in your stomach, you start to sweat, you feel uncomfortable, awkward, anxious, and you feel the tears welling up in your eyes, and you see it. You see that experience, that trauma, the abuse, that very thing, the people that caused your pain. You're going to see yourself too. And when you see all of that from your past, you must go through the next step, which is acknowledging that it happened. It happened. And so you must accept that it happened in order to remove it from your existence. Because if you ignore the cathartic release that begins spontaneously through those tears, you are then telling the universe you want to keep it. You want to keep it bottled up inside. When spirit is actually allowing that release to unfold spiritually. And so that second part of the healing process of releasing from trauma that you've held on to over the years, even past life regression, begins with acceptance that it even happened, so that you can then reprogram your life. So, spiritual superstar, the next time Spirit blesses you with that open door, welcome the healing. Allow those tears to fall. Pull over if you're driving. Have that cathartic release. If you need to run to the bathroom, if you're not able to run anywhere, have it right there, because it's happening when it's time. And even though it's going to be uncomfortable for you, uncomfortable in the boardroom meeting, uncomfortable on the first date, awkward at the family reunion, painful at church, untimely on vacation, anxious while cooking dinner for your family, terrifying while making love to your spouse. Allow that cathartic release to happen, because it's happening in divine timing, not yours. Realize that. It's spontaneously happening because you are on the frequency of your own healing. And so whenever and wherever and in front of whoever, at whatever you're doing, it's meant to happen right then and there. And at that moment, accept that what you're seeing in your mind's eye is from the past. And you tell your human that this did happen. I'm not crazy. We're not crazy, because you are the soul within your human. This did happen, but we are not bringing it into our future, because it is asking you to leave it in your past. And so accept all of those feelings. Accept the vision. Accept the sounds. All of your senses are brought into that moment so that you can release it from your entire existence. And then choose healthy forms of therapy. Decide in that moment that you are not crazy, that it did happen, and now you are going to take massive action to make sure that trauma does not interfere with the life you create. Because at that moment, spiritual superstar, you are in the driver's seat of your own life. In that moment, you will have welcomed the frequency of empowerment.